Assalamu alaikum. How are you? I'm amazing. Okay. I'm gonna go. All right. Inshallah, we'll start. No, I'm wearing glasses. Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Hello. Hi. Thank you for coming to the last Habits and Hadith of the semester. And inshallah, today our topic is Salam. Before we start, we have a couple of announcements. So I sent out a form in the, I don't know, my brain is like, yes, the group me, yes, thank you. So it's like a feedback form. So any suggestions that you have for Habits and Hadith, you can put them in here. You put your name, and if you don't want to put your name, you can just write anon for anonymous. So any topics that you want covered, or something that you want covered more in depth, or any criticisms or changes that you want to see implemented for next semester, you can put those here. And then if you'd like to present for next semester, then you can also show that. We'd love to have other people presenting. Muhammad, inshallah, is presenting the next Habits and Hadith, which is next semester. So
But they're going to be same time next semester.
same time, yeah. Unless like someone wants some change, and then we'll figure out something for that, yeah. And we also we got a suggestion that we should record them. So now we're recording. Oh wait, I have to share screen. Oops. Okay, there we go. Now it's recording. So yeah, feedback form, please fill it out. Thank you. And I realized that we don't really know each other, so let's do an icebreaker. It'll be like 30 seconds. Okay, it'll be really quickly. Whoa, why are you shaking your head? It'll be quick, inshallah. It'll be quick. Okay, so say your name. I'll start. Say your name, your major, your favorite chapter or favorite verse, and your favorite hobbies. So I'll start. Kareem. My major is mathematics, specifically theoretical mathematics. My favorite surah, I'll say my favorite verse. My favorite verse is Surah An-Nur, verse 35, which is a verse on God's light. And then my favorite hobbies, doing math, because I'm a math major, and learning languages. I love learning languages. Bros, we'll start with a you.
Majoring in energy engineering technology. Favorite surah is favorite hobby is playing sport.
My name is Namran, and I'm a computer engineering major. And my favorite surah is Surah Al-Baqarah. And hobbies. Also like learning languages. Very fun.
My name is Amin, nutrition science major, senior. My favorite ayat is Kursi, and I enjoy playing basketball.
Hey, let's go.
My name is Toha. My name is Toha. I guess I major in environmental.
You're a med student now, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if I have a favorite surah or ayah. Honestly, I'm so busy these days. I can't go.
Assalamualaikum. I'm Moiz. My major is computer engineering. I'm a grad student. My favorite surah is Surah Yasin. And my hobbies, again, for this semester, my hobby has been skateboarding. yeah, for some time I haven't been able to do that. But yeah, that's
Assalamu alaikum, y'all. My name is Kale. I'm majoring in global studies. My favorite surah and ayah, so because I only just returned recently, I have to go with surah. Yeah, let's go with that. And regarding favorite hobbies, so recently I've been getting into trying to learn how to dance bachata and salsa. So I've been trying to work on those. You know, right now I'm still I'm very much an amateur, but definitely want to get those.
Hi everyone. My name is Adam. My major is biochemistry. My favorite surah or ayah my favorite ayah is probably ayat al-Kursi. To be honest, I don't know like the names of a lot of them, but I'll probably go with that one. And favorite hobbies is martial arts.
Cool stuff. Zubair?
My name is Zubair. Zubair Moomin. My major is mechanical engineering. Favorite surah or ayah, can't really say that right now. And favorite hobbies, must say I waste a lot of time on YouTube, so I can't be much hobbies, but I would like, I do like stuff like TV, modeling, art, craft, stuff like that.
That's cool. Adib?
My name is Wahid. I am studying MET. My favorite surah is Surah Al-Asr. And my hobby is biking around.
My name is Muhammad. My major is psychology. My favorite surah is Surah Kahf. And my favorite hobby currently is sleeping.
Push.
You want you to go? Hi, I'm Washa. I major in robotics AI. My favorite surah is Surah Ar-Rahman, and my hobbies are reading and story writing.
Nice.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Safa, and I am a chemistry graduate student. My favorite idea is and my favorite hobbies probably like working out and like kitchen.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nadifa. I'm from the chemistry department. I'm a PhD student now, Mustafa. And I don't know how to narrow down a surah, but I think I'll go with Surah Mulk because that's the one I'm trying to learn now, inshallah. And I used to enjoy a lot of things before. I used to but it's hobbies are what you do in your free time. Then I like cleaning my house when I
My name is Roshan. I am an ECE major, a graduate student, and my favorite surah at the time is Surah Rahman because I know it the most. That's why. And I honestly don't have any hobbies at this moment. I just sit at a coffee shop and work and talk to people at this point. Okay, I guess so. My name is Amala. I'm majoring in environmental engineering. I don't have a favorite surah I was right now. And then favorite hobby, probably playing my instrument. I play trombone.
Trombone? Nice.
I'm Mirai. I'm a biochemistry major. Favorite surah is Surah Field, and I like painting. I'm Marzia. I'm a mechanical engineering technology major. My favorite surah is Surah Yasin, and my favorite hobby is playing pickleball. And I have a chance.
Wait, pickle what?
Pickleball.
Pickleball?
Do you just like hit a ball with like a pickle or like?
Yeah, right.
Wait for real.
So my name's Manal. I'm a psychology major. My favorite surah is Atma, and my favorite hobbies are I like sewing and studying. Not studying. Hello, everyone. I'm Minna. I'm a sociology and psychology major. My favorite surah is Surah Al-Bayyinah, and my hobbies are vacuuming and cooking. Hi, everyone. I'm Havia. I'm a marketing major. My favorite surah is Surah Kahf. And because you read on Fridays, it has a lot of significance. And then my favorite hobbies are baking, cooking, badminton. Yeah. Hi everyone, my name is Brianna. I'm a biomedical engineering major. My favorite surah is Surah Naba, and my favorite hobby is lawn. My name is Matri. I'm Brianna's friend, so I'm just here.
Great stuff. See, we did it, guys. Okay. So now we actually get into like the actual thing. Oh, wait. Okay. Let's have a vote. Who wants to pray Aisha now? Or raise your hand if you want to pray Aisha now with everyone. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we'll pray Aisha later then, inshallah. Okay. So first we're gonna start off with reading the hadith, and then we're gonna do a clarification on backbiting. We're gonna look over Surah Al-Hujurat, look over one of Allah's names, As-Salam, and then references and questions, and then related materials. So this is the hadith. I'm not gonna read the entire Arabic, but most important part of the Arabic to look at is Afshu Salam Bainakum. So Abu Hurairah reported, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "You will not enter paradise until you have faith, and you will not have faith until you love each other. Shall I show you something that if you did, you would love each other? Spread peace between yourself," which is Afshu Salama Bainakum. And this is Sahih Muslim 54. So about the hadith, the primary meaning is that you're giving the greeting of peace, Assalamu alaikum, which is written in Arabic on the right. But there's also the general meaning of just spreading peace with others. Now, what is salam? What is peace? Salam is known as peace, but this isn't really accurate. It's correct, but it's not accurate. Salam is the absence of evil. So this could mean safety, peace, and a lot of other things. So when you say assalamu alaikum to someone, you're not just sending someone peace, you're telling them that you're not going to harm that person in any way. And on top of that, we send blessings, on top of the blessings from Allah, we send peace to the Prophet and the other prophets. So, for example, in the Arabic here, it's we see Rasulullah, which means Messenger of Allah, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which means Sallallahu, the blessings of Allah, Alayhi, which means be upon him, Wasallam, and peace. Okay, so clarification on backbiting. It may seem weird that I'm putting this in here. I'm adding clarification on backbiting because one, avoiding backbiting is a really good way to keep the peace, a really good way to keep the peace. And two, I wasn't very clear last time on the exceptions to backbiting because there are exceptions. So first, what is backbiting? And I included slander in here as well. Backbiting is mentioning your brother or your sister in a way that if they heard you, they would have disliked it. But this is saying a truth. So this is saying something that is correct, but the person you're talking about wouldn't like it if you said that. And slander is the same thing, except it's lying. So slander is actually worse. And I want to include this verse in here. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله ولو على أنفسكم أو الوالدين والأقربين. All you who have believed, be persistently standing firm in justice, witnesses for Allah, even if it is against yourselves or parents and relatives. And then the verse goes on, but I cut it off there. So when are we actually allowed to say the truth, even if someone dislikes it? Go ahead. Question. Sorry, I'm being too quick. So are there exceptions to backbiting? Yes. There's some differences of opinion, but these are the 6 situations that scholars agree aren't considered backbiting. When oppression has been done to you or when your right has been taken. For example, if someone goes into your house and steals from you, and then you go to a judge and tell them, hey, this person stole from me, no one's gonna tell you that's backbiting. Like that's just justice. So that's the first one. And then the second exception is warning against a public evil. So let's say someone is selling drugs to people on the street, you can warn against that person. But you have to know that it's a public sin, not a private one. So if they're doing drugs in their own home by themselves with no one else, if you see them, you can't go around telling other people that. You have to keep that to yourself. But if it's a public sin, if they're going to other people and giving them, for example, drugs or alcohol or whatever it may be, that's when you can call that person out and say that is wrong. Third one is if someone comes to you for personal advice, istishara. So let's say someone asks you about a business partner or a person they're thinking of marrying. And I have this hadith here as a. So Fatima bint Qais reported her husband divorced her 3 times, and the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, had not appointed her housing or maintenance. The Prophet said to her, when your waiting period is over, come to me. Fatima came to him and she was given a marriage proposal from Muawiyah, Abu Jahm, and Osama ibn Zayd. And without Muawiyah or Abu Jahm being there, the Prophet said, as for Muawiyah, he is poor and has no property. As for Abu Jahm, he is a man who often beats women. Rather choose Osama ibn Zayd. So without these 2 people there, he said things about them that obviously they wouldn't want other people to know. However, since she came to him for istishara, she came to him for advice, he's allowed to then give her that information. And this can be in multiple cases, so not just marriage. Let's say in business, someone comes to you and he says, oh, I'm trying to do business with this person. You did business with him. Is he reliable? Does he, is he a good person? That kind of thing. Talking about what happened to you with another person. This is kind of a gray area. So in backbiting, it's person 1 is doing something to person 2. But in this case, it's person 1 is doing something to you. So let's say your boss yells at you at work and you go to your husband or your wife to complain, or your parents. So the important part here is, what's the intention of the person? So if your intention when you're saying this is to shame someone else, then it's backbiting. If your intention is to reconcile and get advice, then it's not backbiting. And we'll look at a verse from Surah Al-Hujurat, which will clarify this. Warning others of someone's deviancy. So let's say some person goes around saying that alcohol is actually completely okay, and you can drink it all you want, and that it's completely allowed in our religion. In that case, you can say that that is wrong and you can call that person out. And then identification. This one is a little odd. So basically, let's say someone is known as the blind one, like someone who's blind, and people just call him, the blind guy or something. In this case, it's okay to call that person that thing. So it's okay to call that person, for example, the blind one, as long as it's not used to belittle the person. So if it's just for identification, and if there's something else that you can identify them with that is better, then it's good to use that one. Surah Al-Hujurat. I talk about Surah Al-Hujurat in pretty much every single one of the habits and hadith. So if you haven't read this chapter already, then the videos below are a great watch, especially the first one, the Hamza Yusuf one. That's where I'm going to get most of what I say here is coming from that video. So, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu in ja'akum fasiqun binaba'in fatabayyanu. O you who have believed, if there comes to you a disobedient one with information, investigate, lest you harm a people out of ignorance and become regretful over what you've done. So it's talking about a fasiq, which is a disobedient person, and naba'in, so it says, but binaba'in, that word, naba can actually only be about something that's true. So what the verse is saying is, when someone comes to you with something truthful, investigate and see why they're actually saying that truthful that thing, because they may be doing it for the wrong reasons. They may be doing it to, for example, separate people apart or create divisions or create problems in a society. And this is the one that I mentioned, where it's all about your intention. If your intention is bad, then it's bad, yeah. Verse 9, and if two groups of believers fight each other, then make peace between them. I reflected over this verse today, specifically over this first sentence. And if you just forget about the entire Quran, forget about everything, forget about most of this verse, except for the first sentence. If we just implemented this first sentence in our lives, this would make things so much easier. And this doesn't just apply to human beings, this applies to governments as well, actually. So let's say government 1 and government 2, or like 2 countries are fighting. Government 3, if it's Muslim, is required to actually make peace between those two. Sorry, I can't speak. Make peace between those 2 countries. But if one of them transgresses against the other, then fight against the transgressing group until they're willing to submit to the rule of Allah, which is peace. And if they do so, then still make peace between both groups in all fairness and act justly. Surely Allah loves those who uphold justice. So even after they fought and after they stopped, you still have to make peace between them. And yeah. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ. The believers are about one brotherhood. So make peace between your brothers and be mindful of Allah so you may be shown mercy. This doesn't mean that non-Muslims are not your brothers. Hamza Yusuf explains that brothers in this case is talking about like Muslims are your immediate family, and then non-Muslims are kind of like your neighbors. So you have to take care of your immediate family first, and then you take care of your neighbors. But they're all within the brotherhood. They're all within the peace. So first you take care of your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, and then you take care of your neighbor, whether he's a Muslim or a Jew or a Hindu or Buddhist or whatever he may be. O believers, do not let some men ridicule others. They may be better than them. Nor let some women ridicule other women. They may be better than them. This doesn't mean that they have to be better than you now. This means that they could be better than you in any case. So let me give an example. Let's say, Talha, can I use you as an example? Okay. Let's say Talha, right now, this is just like a example. Let's say he doesn't pray right now. And I ridicule him and I make fun of him for, for not praying. And I pray all of my 5 prayers. Maybe 2 years down the line, he'll be the one praying all of his 5 prayers, and I won't be praying at all. And so he's better than me in that case. And I was ridiculing him. So you don't ridicule anyone at any time. Oh, go ahead.
Well, in that case, would I get all your prayers?
I have no idea. It's a good question.
If you want to, ridicule me, please, I'd like some reviews.
The Prophet peace be upon him said, if you do an injustice against someone on a day of judgment, you will you'll give back to them until they're satisfied. So perhaps do not defame one another, nor call each other by offensive nicknames. How evil is it to act rebelliously after having faith? And whoever does not repent, it is they who are the true wrongdoers. So this verse is basically saying, don't ridicule others and don't make fun of other people. Don't mock.
So, again, might or might not know about see, but on the 3rd line, it says, do not defame one another. So it's like telling you that you should not defame one another. In the first one, it says, do not let men ridicule others. Does that mean if someone says it, you shouldn't do it, or if someone says it in front of you, you shouldn't let them ridicule?
That's a good question. What I will say, and this is just me saying it. I haven't read the tafsir. This is me saying it. you should stop any form of injustice. So if someone's ridiculing someone else, or if someone is ridiculing you, you should stop both. Does that answer the question? Yeah.
Well, we have to, for the exact, we have to look at ourselves, but
Hmm.
yeah.
O believers, avoid many suspicions, for indeed some suspicions are sinful. And do not spy nor backbite one another. Would any one of you like to eat the flesh of their dead brother? You would despise that and fear Allah. Surely Allah is the acceptor of repentance, most merciful. So notice what he's doing here. He's saying avoid many suspicions. But if you do fall into suspicions, don't spy and try to confirm your suspicions. And if you do spy and confirm your suspicions, don't go around telling everyone about it. Don't go backbiting and telling everyone about it. And then he says, he compares backbiting to eating the flesh of your dead brother, which that's the spiritual effect of backbiting, which is eating the flesh of your dead brother. We can't even think of doing something like that. But when you're backbiting, that is what you are doing. And it's even worse because you're destroying your soul that way. So when you're eating someone's flesh, you're destroying someone's body. But when you're backbiting someone, you're destroying your own soul. And this is going against yourself. O humanity, indeed we created you from a male and a female and made you into peoples and tribes so that you may get to know one another. Surely the most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous among you. Allah is truly all-knowing, all-aware. This verse tackles specifically racism. I know no one here is racist, but I mean, there are problems of racism that we have to tackle, but I think it's a beautiful verse that kind of tells us we all come from the same roots. And it's talking about humanity. It's not talking about believers. So everyone is included in there. And I like to share this. Does anyone know? We've probably seen this clip, right? Probably. So I'd like to play it. Oh. And he recites the brother recites this verse 13 of Surah Al-Hujurat. I thought that was a beautiful clip, so I wanted to include it. And something about this verse. Yeah. Okay. Something about this verse. I heard a quote. I think it was from Hamza Yusuf, and he was quoting someone else, but I forgot who he was quoting. Where he said, "You have eyes, and you can see the faults of other people, but other people have eyes as well, and they can see your faults. So conceal the faults of others, and others should conceal your own faults." Okay. As-Salam. So this is one of Allah's beautiful names. So about this name only occurs once in the Quran. Does anyone know where? Let me go to it. It occurs in Surah Al-Hashr. Yeah. Go ahead. Were you going to say the verse? Which verse? Yeah, Allahumma barik. Yeah, it's the 23rd verse. O Allahu alladhi la ilaha illa huwa al-Malik al-Quddus as-Salam. So the giver of peace. I want to include this name because we're talking about Salam. So as-Salam has three meanings. This means the first one, and this I got this from a Yasser Qadi lecture. The first one is Allah himself is never characterized with a negative attribute. So all good is attributed to him and all bad is attributed to us, basically. So he's the all perfect. The second one is he's the source of salam. He's the source of peace. So he gives us peace, safety, contentment, etc. So he's the one who grants peace. Because when I say salam alaikum, where is the peace coming from? It's coming from Allah. And then the third one is he will greet the believers with the greeting of salam. What this means is when the believers enter Jannah, when they enter heaven, forgot the English word for it. When they enter heaven, the angels will say Salam alaikum to them, so they will send them peace, and so will Allah. And you use this name in your dua or in your prayers when you have a feeling of anxiety, when your heart is troubled, or when you're having problems of this world, etc. And this is just a really basic one, but you can say, Ya Salam, O Salam, grant us Salam. It's obviously really basic, but you can be more specific and say more. I just want to give an example. Okay, references and questions. Bismillah. Why is it that we see Muslims engaging in non-peaceful actions? This can be backbiting, slander, getting in fights, whatever it may be. And where do you think this stems from? Any thoughts? Hmm?
I feel like part of it is it comes from the people that we surround ourselves with. So, for example, like you could know someone who's really peaceful, very calm, talks softly, is hardly mean to anyone. They could potentially be surrounding themselves with people that are similar. And I've seen people who surround themselves with people that aren't like that, and their own nature changes.
Mhm. Anything else? I'd like to, oh, sorry, was someone gonna say something? Okay. Peer pressure? Hmm.
I'm about to say something cliche, but I'll say shaitan, I guess.
Shaitan?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you don't even want Muslims to, because you know Muslims fighting each other is really bad, like you can't do that. I think there's like a verse, it's a hadith that says, you can't be angry with your fellow Muslim brother or something like that.
Hmm.
So even if you're angry, if you want to fight them at first, you can't even be angry with them.
Yeah.
And shaitan causes the anger, so.
Yeah. Oh, this is going down.
You could also say nafs if there's an issue. Like your nafs.
Nafs? Yeah, yourself. I'll add that it's kind of hard to see.
You should the line spacing and make the font different.
Oh, genius. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Oh, Hadith, go ahead. Wait, greedy? I'll add why we see Muslims engaging in these non-peaceful actions is, and this is kind of related to, this really related to what Washa said. It's just their parents. It's how they were raised in their homes. It's how they were, it's what they've seen their entire lives. And it's what they know.
I think I would like to just add that it's kind of related to the shaitan part that we are told to protect ourselves from shaitan through our daily, like the ibadah is not, it's for us. It's not like we cannot do anything for Allah. But when we don't do it, we like are neglectful, we lose that protection, and we're just a lot more vulnerable to doing these things than we would. So I think it's also people who are more neglectful in their body are more likely to engage in these things.
Anything else? 5 minutes.
Maybe going off of that, it's like not having a good outlet because like Salah is supposed to be our time. I would say not meditation, but kind of like also self-reflection and taking that time for yourself. So when you're not doing that and you don't have another outlet either of like spending your energy or your thoughts, feelings,
Mhm.
emotions, then you kind of turn to.
Those kind of, yeah, actions. Anything else? These are really good, Adam.
Is it possible that they view the non-peaceful actions? They believe that it's justified, it might be like an exception
Hmm.
to some of the rules, depending on the situation and circumstances. They don't think that they're necessarily doing something wrong because they view it as justified.
Yeah. Because and that kind of relates as well to that's how they were in their homes. They just saw their parents backbiting, or they saw their parents doing these non-peaceful actions, and so they just kind of inherited it themselves, and they thought, okay, well, you know, that it was just kind of justified in their eyes. Yeah. We ready to move on to the second question? Yeah. So what brings the most salam to you?
You define salam.
Salam? Yeah, sure. Let me go here. So salam is the absence of evil. So it can be safety, peace, contentment, and a lot of other things. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd say for me then, in that case, what brings you the most along is like naps, dude. Because honestly, like when you take like a 20-minute naps, it's like you're kind of floating in the cloud for like 7 minutes, and then you wake on up, and it's like things out of this goes.
That's an amazing answer. That's
Like naps.
You agree with that? That is a beautiful answer.
Not nails.
Oh, pfft, I cannot spell.
It's alright, you can change it to a double column slide, so you're not wasting the space.
Wait, that's too much for me. How do I change?
I don't like. You can always just manually do it.
Yeah.
No, not that. I don't use these. Stop. I don't.
Oh, it's genius. It's
I
perfect.
don't like.
Mina?
Like doing things for other people, like having people over, cooking for them, like acts of service, I want to say.
Being grateful. How else? Yeah, go ahead.
Talking to people about Islam in general, like
Mm.
talking to people about Quran and so on, everything good about life. Just talking to people.
Hadith?
I also forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like making go off. It doesn't require that much. You can do it whenever you're stressed, whenever you want. And like it just like allows you to make a connection at any point in the day. Guiding people to the straight path.
I was just gonna say the Quran in general, like having the habit of reading Quran, not just every day, but like multiple times a day. Learning like really like and learning how it actually works with Quran. Because I don't know if this applies, but I listened to a lecture and the guy in it said think of the Quran as like a love letter of Allah to you, not like a book that was written 1400 years ago for the people of that time, but we wrote that book for every single individual in our own life.
Mhm.
So it's a letter written to me. And just having that awareness that we should not read it, it's a different type of. I don't know, it's a different feeling you get when you look it on. It's more personal. Yeah.
Look at nature, appreciate.
I'll add a couple. My grandma, she's oh, oh, okay, you know what? Whatever. My grandma and my mom. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Look, I'm running low on sleep. It's gonna be grab D and Ma from now on. We're gonna have it as this. We might have to make a third call.
Yes, yes. Then you get like the four of
Yeah, just spreads it out.
move the discussion, like to think about.
Still have a second page. Oh, let's just put this on a second page. Okay, guys, they're not this disorganized. The last one was better. Yeah, okay. Yeah, my grandma and my mom. I love them. Actually, I'll just show you a picture of them. Nope. This is my grandma. It's kind of cut off. I love my grandma. She's the best human being on the planet. Like literally a rocket could be like flying straight towards you, but her smile is just enough to like make everything okay. Like I love her. And this is my mom. These two best human beings on the planet. Yeah. Anything else?
Stand outside while it's raining or snowing.
I don't agree with rain, but I do agree with snow. Okay, whatever, man. Here we go.
How much caffeine are you on right now?
I'm not any. I'm on. I woke up at 3 in the morning. It's, I'll add another one.
Stretch it so it's not hitting the title.
Sideways.
No, side.
Well, sideways isn't gonna do anything though.
It will because there's one row.
Oh, the title. That's okay.
And then you can put the U in like the first line.
The what?
The U in the first line, stretch a little bit.
Oh.
You can stretch it out.
I swear they're not disorganized.
You got this on you, I believe.
Let's go. Let's go. Okay. All right. That was way too high. Okay. Yeah. Prayer.
1 on 2 lines.
What?
Stand outside while it's snowing or raining is on 2 lines.
It's morale, just let it live.
All right. There we go. Anything else? Back on. What? Okay. All right. Moving on. How does Salam purify one's soul? The question's weird. Hmm.
Like Salam. The action of being a Salam like what the.
Yeah, Allah Muhammad say, because he knows how to.
So, I understand it does play a role when you say salams to people. It does, every time you say salam, being sincere, that it does forgive some sins.
Hmm.
So just, by taking small steps towards forgiving small sins, that plays a part in overall spiritual purity.
Mariam, did you?
So you really connect to Allah and you have things about.
Why so?
Remember his name?
Oh, yeah, man.
Can you kind of assume that it's like putting baraka in whatever you're doing or whatever action, like if you're meeting someone or talking to someone? You know, like when before, like I've read like even if you're like doing your homework or going to the gym before you start, like just like say like God's name before you start, or kind of like associate your intentions with prayer or worship. And it's kind of like whatever action you're doing will count as like baraka towards that. So it's kind of like I would say the same way.
Yeah, that's a really good way to think about it. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's beautiful. Oh, put 'em.
Sort of spreads positivity.
Mm.
everywhere.
Yeah, especially when you say salam with a smile, you know, like you say salam alaikum and you have like a giant smile, like that just makes me happy, you know. Wait, sorry, you said makes people happy, right?
Spreads
Oh,
positivity
yeah.
and then everyone's positive. Yeah, there's no space for you.
Mhm. Anything else? Oh, Mary.
Cleans the heart, so you feel more positive and like you want to say good things about people.
Mhm. Anything else? Oh, sure.
Well, this isn't really related to saying salam to someone, but like when you ask Allah for peace and
Mhm.
safety, then when you step out into your life and you start doing your everyday things, you're more likely to lean towards being kind to other people and doing good deeds rather than doing bad deeds because you're in a good mood. You're gonna want to spread that positivity.
Mhm.
That's exactly what I said.
Just trying to figure out how to write it. I'm running off of a couple of hours of sleep. I'm very tired. I apologize. I apologize.
You're doing beautifully, my God. Seriously, bro, I love this life. Mashallah. Mashallah.
Oh, it's 7:24. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, anything else? Julios. What are some actions that we can extract from today? I'll say the first. All right, I'll say the first one. Think before you speak. Yeah. What? What?
You read her mind.
Oh, nice. Hadith?
Salam to others as well.
It kind of reminds me of the song by Salam, Salam, but definitely like just emphasizing the point of
That song is about nothing peaceful. No, bro. No, bro. It's okay. It's okay. Just don't look at the lyrics.
He has a beautiful voice.
He has a yeah.
Salam.
Oh yeah. Okay. Any others? Aladdin, another one. Keep most things to yourself.
What does that mean?
So for example, if someone trusts you enough to tell you something about themselves, that you keep that to yourself and don't go spreading it around. Especially if it's something that puts them in a vulnerable position. Maria?
If you have any comments, you keep it to yourself.
If they're related with, as in, if it's gonna do something good, then you can go ahead and share it.
Sorry, can you say that again?
I mean, most things to yourself, you're being like, hey, keep everything to yourself.
Mhm.
Like, if something is positive, you can go ahead and share it.
Anything else?
If you see two people fighting, you should stop them and try to make peace.
Yes, yes. Going back to the verse. That was perfect.
Oh, don't scare your brother.
What? What happened?
Don't scare your brother.
Oh, don't scare your brother. Yeah.
Sister.
Yeah.
Or sister. Yeah. By the way, in Arabic, male, like the male words could refer to males and females. So when you like hear like brothers in like, or when you see, for example, brotherhood, it's not just talking about men, it's talking about women as well. Because it's just basically how Arabic is. The male contains can talk about both males and females, but the female pronouns only talk about females. So when someone says brother, it's brother and sister. Where are we? Oh, I'm gonna have to fix this. I'm gonna have to make a third one. Oh, this is, you are too smart, Russia. This is,
Or just start a new text box, undo.
huh?
Undo.
Undo? Oh,
So it's not.
Just click out of that text box, make a new text box and just put it in the
It'll-
corner.
Assalamualaikum.
Have to change.
Beautiful lecture, by the way. Appreciate it, bro.
Beautiful what?
No.
Oh, assalamualaikum. Good, how are you? No,
You
sure.
had to shrink that. You didn't have to shrink that.
I didn't have to shrink.
So copy that, yeah. No,
What?
that's not what I meant.
I'm sorry. Wait, I copied the thing. What happened to it? Oh, no. I copied, bro. Okay. The question, wait. The question was, do you think it's kind of controversial, so I don't know if I should put it anymore. No, whatever. Do you think Muslims are loved today?
Why?
Can you explain what you mean by this?
So do you think Muslims today are loved by, so let's just start with Muslims. Do you think Muslims today are loved by Muslims?
I'm sure my mom and dad love these.
In a more like in a more general sense, as in I'm gonna take off my, this is yeah. We still have a whole section. Oh man. All right, whatever, doesn't matter. Where are we? Okay, here we are. Like with the actions of or the behaviors of some Muslims, do you think that they have love in their hearts for other Muslims?
I feel like this is like such a leading question. Kind of like,
It's a yes and no. It depends
It's-
on who the person is.
Yeah, I'll say it depends, but to generalize, I would say no. But it depends. Does someone raise their hand? No? So. Salam alaikum, Nathan. Adam, and then Mariam.
I would say that, I think there are, it's hard to say like everyone is or isn't. I would say that like a large group of Muslims, I'd say the majority, at least from my experience, have been very loving towards one another. And same with almost all the non-Muslims I've interacted with. That being said, I do know, like, for example, like my family's from Lebanon, and it's kind of funny that they did a poll and the Shias actually get along with the Christians in Lebanon better than they get along with the Sunnis, which I thought was kind of interesting. So I think there are a lot of people that don't, although I would say the majority in the world do.
Something that oh wait, actually, Mariam. No, go ahead. Yeah. Well, when you remember, let me know. I'll end this quickly so that I don't take too much of your time. Something I want to kind of mention with this question is how do we, if we don't treat other Muslims with respect and love and care, how do we, or why do we expect non-Muslims to do so? Right? Go ahead.
My answer to this question is just gonna be, does it even matter who loves us if Allah loves us? Because like at the end of the day, like that's not.
I think the point of this question is Muslims are supposed to love each other.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then you're neglected, even if Allah loves them. Another issue, the issue is that Muslims are supposed to love each other. And I think the ones, like, if there's a lack of love, it's not because they're Muslims, it's just that they're not trying to love their Muslim. It's not because they're Muslim, I don't love them. It's more like I just don't like them, love them. They're not trying to, because it's an action. You have to try to love others. You have to with your actions, and if you don't always feel it, you have to try to love them. But I think there's a great lack of that action amongst us Muslims. It should not be the case.
I also think that it's important because like Muslims are supposed to spread Islam. So by your actions, like a lot of the reverts come to Islam because of how people, like their friends, they become friends, they're loved by their friends, they're kind and stuff like that. So you have to show them that what the kindness, the righteousness, and the truthfulness and everything, in order for them to respect you and inshallah like convert to Islam.
Yeah, and sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think that's part of the question. I mean, it's not exactly, but it comes from what she was saying.
Yeah, and if you've been keeping track with the World Cup, they've actually been keeping track of how many converts there are. Last time I checked a couple days ago, or I was told a couple days ago, it was like 550 converts. And many are giving the reason that Muslims are just generous and they're nice people. And so this, I mean, it's, yeah, alhamdulillah. Because like they're seeing like, they're seeing the masjids, the mosques, they're seeing all the people praying, they're seeing the generosity, that kind of thing. So, alhamdulillah. And then here are all of my references. I have a lot of references. And then related materials. I'm kind of going to skip over these because we're 5 minutes over. I apologize for that, by the way. I'll go over them quickly. Okay. And speak to people good. So speak to people good words. This is Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 83. And when you are greeted with peace, respond with a better greeting or at least similarly. Surely Allah is a vigilant reckoner of all things. So when someone says Salam alaikum, you have to at least say Wa alaikum assalam. Go ahead, Talha. So there's actually a hadith about this, where the Jews would say instead of Assalamu alaikum, they would say Assalamu alaikum, which means may death be upon you. And the wife of the Prophet, peace be upon him, Aisha, she said, Assalamu alaikum and says something else. Basically translated to may death be upon you and the curse of Allah. And the Prophet peace be upon him just said, don't say that, just say wa alaikum, which means and upon you. So when someone sends death upon you, just say and upon you. And not equal are the good deed and the bad. Repel by that which is better, and thereupon the one whom between you and him is enmity will become as if he's a devoted friend. So when someone treats you badly, you treat them with love. Yeah. When the Prophet peace be upon him first came to Medina, he said 3 things. O people, spread peace, after salama bainakum, feed the hungry, and pray at night when people are sleeping. And there's another version of this hadith where he says 4 things: spread peace, feed the hungry, obey your parents, and then pray at night. And then the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, verily the most beloved and nearest to my gathering on the day of resurrection are those of you with the best character. And Jazakallah khair. Any questions? Thank you. And wallahu alam. Thank you so much, everyone. Alhamdulillah. Mustafa. Thank you all for coming.
You said treat people with love. I think there's a limit, you know?
There's a limit?
Yeah, you can't be like, I don't know, with opposite gender and stuff. Like, if a guy came up to me and punched me, like, what would I do back?
Oh man. Wait. No, it's not funny. It's not funny. It came out of nowhere. No.
No, bad example, but I want to, never mind.
No, I know what you mean. I get your point. There is a limit, yeah. Yasser Qadi said this: if you can't reply nicely, then don't reply at all. So if someone comes and punches you in the face and you really want to punch him in the face, just walk away. So that's what I would say to that.
I feel like if someone punches you in the face, that might be like, you know, it might be a situation where you call the proper authorities.
You may have, yeah. I mean, if
defend yourself like a weapon.
Yeah, but words hurt too.
I mean, it depends on the situation. If someone just comes and punches you and then like dips, it's like, okay, cool. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, you'd want to stop that person. You guys like, okay, whatever. No, this is amazing. Thank you all for coming.